when it comes to Hillary Clinton, all you have to do is remember these words. Follow the money. Let's go. That's become very popular, I will say. Hillary Clinton praised or pushed TPP on 45 separate occasions. Her close associate and confidant, Governor Terry McAuliffe, said she'd pass it. Don't worry. Her husband talks it up. Everyone knows she's for it because she doesn't believe in protecting American jobs or American sovereignty. She doesn't believe it. Hillary Clinton only believes in protecting her special interests and her donors. Of the 262 companies that lobbied for the passage of TPP, 82, or nearly 1 in 3, donated between $21 and $67 million to the Clinton Foundation. Think of it. 9 companies that lobbied for the passage of TPP paid Hillary Clinton $2.7 million for paid speeches. Who would want to hear Hillary Clinton speak and pay her $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000? Who? You think so? You know, so we're going to have 20,000 people here, easy, including outside much more than that. If she came here tomorrow, if she got 500 people, seriously, I think it would be a shock, right? It would be a shock. 3 TPP member countries gave between $6 and $15 million. Think of that. At least 4 lobbies who are actively lobbying for TPP passage have raised more than $800,000 for her campaign. On November 8th, we are going to end Clinton corruption. We've had enough. And we're going to do something that has been a long, long time in coming. We are going to put America first. We are going to put America first. Hillary Clinton is an insider fighting only for herself and for her donors. I'm an outsider fighting for you. We have a movement like they've never seen in this country before. The corrupt media, which is totally corrupt, these people back there, totally corrupt. Working along with the political establishment and the establishment is panicking because they know this is awfully tough to stop. What's happening right now, folks? Awfully tough. The news anchors and the donors and the lobbyists who are used to getting their way are trying to do everything they can to help crooked Hillary Clinton and to cling to their power and their prestige and their money. The arrogant political class doesn't believe in protecting jobs and wages for Americans. 2016, it's a long-awaited chance to deliver the change that you've been waiting for a long time and to hold our politicians accountable. If you do this one simple thing, you can deliver justice for every single person who has been wronged by the system. On November 8th, show up and vote. When you cast that ballot, just picture a Wall Street boardroom filled with the special interests who have been bleeding your country and your city and every place else, and imagine the look on their faces when you tell them you're fired. Now the media doesn't want to talk about Hillary Clinton and her corruption. So we're going to spell it out for them today. The large corporations who support terrible trade deals that ship your jobs overseas and out of our country, they're donating to Hillary Clinton. Follow the money. The Wall Street investors who have rigged the regulations against the middle class, they're donating to Hillary Clinton. Follow the money. The wealthy donors who want to shut down American energy, they're donating to Hillary Clinton. Follow the money. The special interests who want open borders are donating to Hillary Clinton. Definitely follow the money. In her campaign for president, Hillary Clinton has received $100 million in contributions from Wall Street and hedge funds. What I'm spending? I think I'll be over $100 million. But you know what's nice? When they call me and they say, Mr. President, you have to do this, you have to do that. I say, I don't have to do anything for anybody. So Hillary and Bill were paid $150 million for speeches since Bill Clinton left the Oval Office. 150. Did they get their money's worth? Well, maybe they did, not from the speech. The same groups are paying Bill and Hillary for their speeches. These were the groups that were lobbying, in many cases, the federal government. I'm shocked. 22 groups paying Bill Clinton for speeches lobbied the State Department while Hillary was Secretary of State. Shocking. Favors and access were granted to those who wrote checks. She put the office of Secretary of State up for sale, and she never ever got the chance, and she will get the chance if we don't get out to vote. She will get the chance, so we can't let that happen. Because if she gets the chance, she will put the Oval Office up for sale like she always does. Remember, folks, she's been doing this for 30 years and she just doesn't produce. She deleted and bleached 33,000 emails after a congressional subpoena. You can't do that. After the subpoena. How about this? You get a federal subpoena. You get a subpoena from Congress. I mean, how high can it get? To give your emails, to give your papers, to give everything. It isn't before you get the subpoena. This is after you get the subpoena. And after you get the subpoena, you delete and bleach. A process nobody ever heard of. Who heard of that in this room? Did anybody ever hear of it? They call it bleaching. They call it acid washing. And a lot of people don't do it because it's supposed to be very expensive. But nobody heard of it. So she gets a subpoena. She doesn't like it. She says, in my opinion, or somebody does, but she says, delete all of my emails. Delete them. And then she said, and by the way, is there another process where they can never find them? Yes, ma'am, we can bleach them. Then bleach them. Because I don't want anybody to see the wedding and the yoga classes, right? She said they were wedding and yoga class tweets. I give 5 for the wedding and 3 for the yoga class, but what about the rest? In addition, she got rid of 13 phones. They were missing or gone, and several were destroyed by a hammer. Who ever destroyed your phone with a hammer? Is there anybody? There's one person. What business are you in? Foreign enemies with easy access to hack. And believe me, she's vulnerable, and she makes us vulnerable because foreign enemies, you look at her server, and they're probably hacking her all over the place. Unfortunately, maybe we'll find out at a later date. Lies to Congress under oath. She lies to Congress. How many times did she lie to Congress? And then the media protects her, and they don't talk about that. And if I'm a little bit off, Trump lies. She lied to Congress so many times. And how about her people and representatives taking the Fifth Amendment and her ringleaders getting immunity deals, 5 deals, five immunity deals. We call them now the FBI Immunity 5. So, listen to this. Listen to this. Here's my question for Hillary Clinton. Can you promise that not one of the 5 people who were granted criminal immunity will ever be allowed to serve in a Clinton administration if that ever happens? Oh, would that be bad? Let's see what happens. And here's a demand I'm making today to President Obama. Mr. President, will you pledge not to issue a pardon to Hillary Clinton and her co-conspirators for their many crimes against our country and against society itself? Will you make that pledge? No one is above the law. Clinton and her cronies will say anything, do anything, lie about anything to keep their grip on power, to keep their control over our country. The American people have had it with years or decades of Clinton corruption and scandals, always the same thing. Whitewater, the cattle, remember the cattle? I think she had the greatest return on a cattle investment in the history of the cattle world. Guys that did it all their lives, they said, wow, she must know a lot about cattle. The people of this country are tired of the lies. They're tired of trivial politics. They're tired of being talked down to, looked down upon, and treated like second-class citizens. This will finally be the year that the American people say, enough is enough.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not, but I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But, you know, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings, and we're not.
Would you like to be the President of the United States?
I really don't believe I would run it, but I would like to see somebody as the president who could do the job, and there are very capable people in this country.
Why wouldn't you dedicate yourself to public service?
Because I think it's a very mean life. I would love and I would dedicate my life to this country, but I see it as being a mean life, and I also see it as somebody with strong views and somebody with the kind of views that are maybe a little bit unpopular, which may be right, but may be unpopular, wouldn't necessarily have a chance of getting elected against somebody with no great brain but a big smile.
It's a step.
Can you say it's a major step?
I don't think I can say it's a major step. I'm looking at it very seriously. I have a lot to lose, Larry. I mean, I'm the biggest developer in New York by far. I'm doing more, as you know, from being here.
The world should be based more on common sense. I mean, people don't even think. When I ask a question, why, as an example, why are we defending Japan for nothing? Why aren't they paying for it? Everyone says, is that true? Do we really do that? Nobody even knows about it. And then they think about it, and that's the end of it. And by the way, including politicians, top politicians, I ask them, Washington, I say, why are we defending Japan for nothing? They say, boy, I'll tell you what, I'm angry about it. They're angry for one day, and then they go on to something else. I will tell you, behind closed doors, they are laughing at the United States. They think we are the biggest fools, the dumbest people in the world. Because look at the way they're living. Look at the way we defend them. Look at the way we opened up the Persian Gulf. Most of the oil goes to Japan. We open up the Persian Gulf for Japan to get oil, for Saudi Arabia, for Kuwait to make money. Why aren't they paying us for this? And it's all common sense, and I say it, and people say, boy, he's right, and then they don't do anything about it, the politicians I'm talking about. And it angers me, because then you say, why is there poverty? Why is there no education in Harlem? Why are the schools so bad? Why is there no housing? I'll tell you what, because this country doesn't have the money to do it.
By the power invested me in WNET, I make you in charge. The Donald is running the show.
I've come a long way with you.
Would you do it?
I wouldn't want to do it. I tell you what, I do not want to do it. I love what I'm doing now. I have a certain freedom. I don't think anyone does it any better than I've done it. I mean, I haven't been around that long. If you really look, it's 10 years, it's 12 years. It's not a long period of time in terms of what I've been able to build.
But you have this big total vision of the country, the United States of Trump. I mean,
okay.
Would you really like to take over and run the country as you have run your organization?
I would much prefer that somebody else do it. I just don't know if the somebody else is there. I don't know if we have the kind of advocate that you need. We need major surgery. This country needs major surgery.
Are you the surgeon?